Welcome to this tutorial, and today we're going to make a bandeanie. It's actually a bandana of some sort, but it's a combination between a bandana and a beanie, so I call it a bandeanie. It has a button at one side, a buttonhole at the other side. You can close this up like so. And this part actually goes around your head here, and you put a little tail after this, and then you got a nice little beanie. What you need to make this project is a scissor, knitting needles of number 6, knitting needles of number 7. In this video I will be using circular needles, but any regular knitting needle will do as perfect. We're not going to knit in a round, so it's okay. A button, you can choose any button. It needs to be a quite big one though, and I think it's very handy if it has 4 holes. A darning needle that's tiny enough to go through the holes of your button. And last but not least, the yarn. You have to use yarn that needs a 7 to 8 needle. You can choose any color. We're going to start with casting on 63 stitches. So this is the end to my yarn ball. This is the end. You need to take a pretty long tail like this. And now I'm going to show you how to cast on. So mostly I take the yarn like this. I take my 2 fingers and I twist the yarn and then take the yarn underneath like this to create a slip knot. Then put the slip knot on your needles and pull it tight. Now we're going to make new stitches. So the end of your yarn, I put at that side actually and put it wrongly in the start. And this is the yarn from your ball of yarn, from your skein. So now we have 1 stitch on here. To create a second stitch, you need to twist the yarn like this, and then take the yarn from your skein, put it over your needle, and put the twisted part over, then pull tight at both ends. So let me do this again. You twist the yarn, put it over your needle, take the yarn from your skein, put it over your needle, pull over the twisted part and pull tight. Once again, twist the yarn, put over the needle, take the yarn of the skein, over the needle, put this yarn over and pull tight. Like this we will create 63 stitches. You will have quite a bit of a tail left. You need this for putting on the button, so we don't cut it. For the first row we're going to do the rib stitch, and we're going to alternate a knitting stitch and a purl. So first we do the knitting stitch. you go into the first stitch like this, and then yarn over like that. Now for the purl, change the yarn to the front of your needle, put your needle through the stitch in front like this, and then yarn over and purl through. Now a knitted stitch again, and then a purled stitch. A knitted stitch and a purled one. We do this until the end of the first row. In the second row we will create a hole for the button to go through. So first we're going to knit 2 stitches as they preserve themselves. So this one we're going to purl, and this one we're going to knit. Now here we're going to create a buttonhole. So what you want to do is you want to take the stitch to the other needle without purling it, but now we switch over the yarn to the other side. Now we'll take the other stitch, the 4th stitch, and we will take the 3rd stitch with our left needle and pull it over the 4th stitch. This can be a little tricky, like that. Now put your 4th stitch back on its place, and now we created a hole. Normally doing this one time will be good enough for your button. So this one we're going to knit again, and now you can see we created a hole. And the next stitch we're going to purl again. Now you knit further like how the stitches present them. So this one would be a knitted stitch, then purl one again, knit, purl, now you can see how this will look. I'll meet you on the end on the row. Now in round 4 we're going to alternate a knitted stitch and a purl stitch until we come at the hole here. Here we're going to add 1 stitch again. So I'm going to knit until the hole, and I'll see you there for further instructions. We're actually at round 3. I think we said 4, but we're at round 3. So knit and purl until the hole, and I'll meet you there. Now I'm at the hole. So normally the last stitch you did was a purl stitch. Now we're going to cast on 1 stitch. This you will do by just twisting the yarn like this and pulling it tight. Now you created 1 little stitch here. Now purl and knit these last stitches. Like that, and now you can see the hole even better. Normally you will have to fit the button through. You can try this already like that. It needs to be quite tight, because if you close it with the button, you don't want the button to go through again. So it needs to be a tight fit. For round 4 until 8, that will be 5 rounds. We will continue this ribbon stitch. So in last round we created a new stitch. Here, going to start with the purl, knitting the next one, and this is your created stitch. This one I'm going to purl like that, and then knit the next one, and now you just continue the ribbon pattern. So I'll meet you on the beginning of row 9. Now we're at round 9. You have to change to needles number 7 for the rest of the project. So I'm going to show you how to do round 9. In this round we're going to decrease 2 stitches. I'm going to show you step by step. So first we're going to do the ribbon stitch for 5 stitches. So knit 1, purl 1. This can be a little tight in the beginning. Knit 1, purl 1, and knit 1 again. Now we're going to knit 2 stitches together. Like that, we're going to decrease 1 stitch. So you put your needle through 2 stitches like this, yarn over, pull through, and take them off your needle like that. Now we're going to knit 49 stitches, just regular knitting. Now we have 7 stitches left. What we will do is knit these 2 stitches together, then 1 knit, 1 purl, 1 knit, 1 purl, 1 knit. So 2 together, knit, purl, knit, purl, knit, like that. That was round 9. Round 10. This is the back side of the bandeanie. First, in this round we won't decrease any stitches. We will just knit the row as it preserves himself. So first we're going to purl the first stitch. The second stitch needs to be knitted, then purl again, knit, and now you have to purl all the way until you have like 4 stitches left on your needle. So let's do that together. Like that. Now we have 4 stitches left. We're going to knit 1, purl 1, knit 1, and purl 1. That's round 10. This is how the fronts look so far. So at the sides here we will still have a ribbon stitch, which prevents the bandeanie to curl up. And now we're going to repeat row 9 and 10 until we have 13 stitches left on our needles. In total, that will be 58 rounds. So now I'm going to repeat round 9 and 10. I'm going to do round 11 and 12 with you, and then I'm going to do round 57 and 58 with you, and in round 58 we should have 13 stitches. So round 11 is the same as round 9, except for the knitted stitches in between the 2 stitches that we knitted together. So first we're going to start with a knitted stitch, a purled stitch, knit, purl, and knit again. Now we're going to knit 2 stitches together, so these 2, like that. And now we're knitting all the stitches until there are 7 more stitches left on the needle. Now we have 7 stitches left on the needle. We're going to knit 2 stitches together. Now we have 5 left. Knit 1, purl, knit, purl, and knit. For round 12 we're going to do the same as in round 10. We're going to purl the first stitch, knit the second one, purl the third one, and knit the fourth stitch. Now you have to purl every stitch until you have 4 stitches left on your needle. Now we have 4 stitches left. Knit the first one, purl the second, knit the third, and purl the last stitch. Repeat this sequence until you have 13 stitches on the needles. I will meet you up at row 57. At the beginning of this row you will have 17 stitches. So I'll meet you up there to do the 2 last rows before we have 13 stitches. Okay, now we're at row 57. So I just did row 56. which was the back side of the row, and now we're going to do 57. Currently we have 15 stitches on the needle. So for row 57 we knit a stitch, we purl a stitch, knit a stitch, purl a stitch, knit a stitch, then knit 2 stitches together, knit 1, knit 2 stitches together, knit 1, purl 1, knit 1, purl 1, and knit the last stitch. Round 58 is just the back round. Purl, knit, purl, knit, purl 5 stitches. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, knit 1, purl 1, knit 1, and purling the last one. We're at round 59, and here it's going to get a little bit different. So first we're gonna knit a stitch, purl, knit, and purl. Now instead of knitting this stitch, we're going to knit 2 stitches together. Then we're just gonna knit this one and do 2 stitches together again, then purl, knit, purl, knit. Round 60. This round is different than the other back rounds because we're going to decrease in this round as well. So we're gonna purl 1 stitch, knit 1 stitch, purl 1 stitch. Now we're going to purl 2 stitches together. So this is a bit different than what we did before. We're going to put our needle through 2 stitches and purl it like that, then purl 1, purl 2 together, purl 1, knit 1, and the other purl. So it looks like this so far. Round 61, going to knit a stitch, purl a stitch, then 2 stitches together, one knitted stitch, 2 stitches together, purl that stitch and knit the last one. As you can see, it's closing up. Round 62, purl a stitch. I'm gonna purl 2 together. Purl 1, purl 2 together, purl 1, turn your work. This here is round 63. We're going to knit 2 stitches together, knit 1, and then knit 2 together. So now we have 3 stitches left. And what we're gonna do now is knit them all together. So you purl 2 stitches together like that, and then you put this one over that needle again and purl them together again. And now it's done. So the only thing we need to do now is cut our yarn. And pull it through. Like that. Now you have a nice little triangle. Like this. You can stretch it a little bit. Okay, so at this side we have our buttonhole. At this side we have the tail and a place to sew on our button. So what we're gonna do is we're taking our needle and we'll put through the yarn. Now at the back side, we're going to go through some stitches to get at the good height for our button. This is where you want the first part of the button to be. It's at stitch 3, somewhere at row 2. You want to put it there, and then you pull through one hole like this. Then you put your needle in that hole, put it through, fix the button like this. You keep holding it and try to go through this hole again. It must be a bit stiffer, and then go through that one again like this, and then the other holes as well. You do it 2 times to make it nice and sturdy. Like that. Then this button is connected, and like so you will be able to put through the button, and this will be closed like that, and you can open it up. Now we're gonna hide our tail here. So what I like to do is I like to make some knots so I'm sure it won't get loose. I do 2 knots like this, and then we're going to hide this tail, so I just go around stitches like this to make sure it's all safe. If you want to, when you arrive at this stitch, you can do a knot again and then try to hide it a bit more. Like this, and now you can cut off the yarn like that. I like to give it a pull to see where the yarn goes. Keeps nice. To finish off this project completely, we're just going to close in this end. So this is the top of the bandeanie, and we're just going to go in this stitch in. Like this, you close it off so it looks nice, and now we're going to hide the tail again. So make a knot so it doesn't get loose. You don't want your yarn to get loose, because when you wash it and it gets loose, it's quite annoying and gets entangled. So always make sure to do good knots. And like so, it is done. It looks all like this. And when you want to close up the bandeanie, you just have to do it like this. It's like a little envelope. Little envelope beanie. That's what it is. So this is, guys, how the finished project looks like. It's called a bandeanie. I hope you enjoyed this video. Like and subscribe for more.